Welcome to this month's PSA with Chief Burgard. Welcome back, Chief.
Thanks.
We're in the month of August, and this PSA is going to be about, we'll start with the first topic.
All right, we're going to start with a little bit of bike safety. So a lot of people ride bikes in the city, around the area in the city, so I thought we'd talk about how to stay safe while you're riding bicycles. The first most important topic is to always wear a helmet. And the helmet needs to fit well as well, which can be difficult for children. They're constantly growing, changing sizes of shoes, which should always make you think about their helmet. A lot of them are adjustable, but only in certain ranges. So you need to make sure that no matter what, they're always wearing an appropriately sized, well-fitting helmet. That includes anyone that could ride in a carrier. So if they're on one of the seats that rides in a seat post, or in a trail bike that rides like a third wheel behind you, or in a trailer, all of those children also need to be in helmets that are fitting well. Adults should always be wearing helmets as well, just in case there's an accident that you don't have any kind of trauma that happens to your head from striking the ground, a vehicle, a tree, anything else like that. Another important fact would be to wear something that's high visibility. So whether it's a bright green, a bright red, something that makes you more visible to traffic, or at nighttime when it's starting to get a little bit darker out before full sunset, wearing something with reflective on it can really help cars see you when there's not a lot of visible light around. The next most important topic on bicycle safety would be maintaining the bicycle that you ride. So having fully inflated tires, knowing that the brakes on both the front and the rear are fully functional, and that the steering isn't loose, your seat is adjusted appropriately, and that your pedals are in good shape. Along with that, you can make sure that the reflectors work front and back. And again, if you ride at nighttime, along with your high visibility clothing, having a light that faces forward and backwards can be helpful as well.
And I try to encourage the children, mainly my grandchildren, when they're out on their bikes, to wear shoes that are closed, toes that are closed, because once you scrape the top of your foot, you're never going to forget that. Absolutely.
Yeah, having closed-toed shoes would be helpful. Flip-flops can fall off. Riding with bare feet is always a little bit risky if you stop in the roadway, so that's a good tip.
And for our city here in Hartford, if you're going to be on Main Street and you have a bicycle, you need to walk that. You cannot ride your bike on the Main Street because of all of the shops.
Yes, absolutely. So getting off, walking your bike, no matter what the age, should be the way to conduct bike traffic in downtown.
Definitely. And just to reiterate, the bike helmet is very important. I have been on a few scenes where the bike helmet has really helped that person come out of their injury.
Absolutely. There are some organizations that will donate helmets to families in need. If you do need help with that, feel free to call the fire station and we can help find some of those entities that are involved that help donate those out.
Great. And our second topic is going to be, in a fire, seconds count.
Absolutely. So what that has to do with, the kids are sometimes trained better than the adults in these cases, because during Fire Prevention Week in October, in just a few months, they get this information kind of drilled into their heads. So for the adults, the good thing to know is that you should always have 2 ways out of your home, out of any given room that you have. Typically, the first way out is the easy way out. So it's utilizing a door. So you can practice those motions with your children at home or with the elderly that live with you, and just know how to get outside of your home. So feeling your door, making sure it's not hot before you open it. If it's not hot but it's smoky, getting down low and crawling underneath the smoke to go outside, and then practicing going to your meeting place outside. Waiting there to have your entire family and then going and calling 911. Your second way out should be practiced utilizing a window or a secondary egress point, knowing that if you're in a 2-story or above home, you should really have an egress ladder, and practice with that before the real emergency happens. So practice with your children putting that ladder into the window, putting it down the side of the building, hopefully having 2 adults home so you have one inside of the room, one at the bottom, practicing that way out, but then practicing that plan monthly, having your escape plan, having someone push the button on the smoke detector so that it beeps. One, it lets you know that your batteries are still good, your smoke detector is still functional, and then practice your escape plan from a different room each time, always going to the same meeting place every single time.
And with those means of egress, we need to make sure that those areas are clear.
Yes, absolutely. So if that's your window from a second floor that you put your ladder on, it shouldn't have a toy box or a wardrobe in front of it so you can't get to it. And then make sure that everyone knows how to open the windows. So whether it's a casement window that you have to undo a latch and then crank it open, or it's a double hung where you have to undo a latch and then slide it up or down and then remove a screen, everyone needs to know how to utilize those windows fully.
Great. Well, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And to our viewers, as always, thank you for watching.